this. Yeah. And now I have to cross it out and ride in red side?
So one of the issues we had last game that DRX really struggled with was T1 just kind of target banned on blue side, which they're going to do again, because why not? And DRX, you know, they banned Kalista, they banned Ashe.
Gumayusi banned Senna?
Oh. Well, they opted to do that. Yeah, Guma didn't want to play Senna again.
Yeah, he was done.
But
I don't want to get 1v1 by the enemy AD carry. That's humiliating. I don't want that.
I'm not sure what really DRX can do to change their first 3 bans. And, you know, we're still going to see a situation where T1 gets some power picks, but they've completely modified their draft, even though they're on the same side.
Just
Rumble
wanting
now
a
has to be
different game.
banned by DRX, so it's going to be a Tristana first pick.
I'm assuming that this time DRX are going to go towards a Corki. That's what I'm assuming. But we'll see. First, it is going to be the Leona and the Zyra. So not opting in for their top lane pick. And of course, they did want to go for a Skarner, and that one has been now banned away. Cassante locked away for Zeus. And to take that one away from Rascal, who has really enjoyed going back to that pick. And Zeri is locked in. So we're looking for a jungler and a support on the side of T1. And now, final pick, there's that Corki. And I think that this is a much better choice into the Tristana, even if I don't think it's good enough.
Yeah, well, I think it's a better lane, you know. I mean, the Azir we saw trading pretty heavily, had some moments, but I think Corki, with the power in his Gatling gun early on, can trade pretty well in the Tristana. You have that better damage profile already for the side of DRX. The one thing is, though, that you haven't responded to AD carry up top, so we can see T1 target that. Top lane probably makes a lot of sense, though there may be some bot lane picks you want to ban out. Lulu going to get denied, so we won't get the Zeri Lulu. Ezreal going again from Teddy. Obviously, did have a good game. I wouldn't be a big fan of Ezreal here, though. Just obviously, Zeri can be quite hard to connect onto. But
yeah, I wonder what the answer is into the Zeri alongside this Leona.
Kai'Sa, I feel like, is a pretty good one. Although I'm not sure how well it fits with the composition, but I think it works well with Leona. We'll see.
Alistar going to be taken away. Nautilus is sort of coming to mind at this point in time. Paired with the Zeri, we have seen it work out, and there is that Kai'Sa banned away by T1. So Teddy having to dig a little bit deeper. But Jinx has been something he's played in the past. I think Zyra is his fallback in many, many different games. I feel like the carry potential of the Jinx is a little bit higher, and he is going to lock that one in. Bit of a gambit here, but if they can start to get some of these resets, could be very dangerous, and they're saving Rascal's pick for counter. Diana and Rakan locked in by T1. Okay.
I was about to say Diana Rakan, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, so was I.
We all expected.
I mean, as soon as the Yasuo was locked in, it was a guarantee that we were going to get Diana Rakan, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, sorry. I mean, what? Rock! Rock! It's a rock!
You know what? I love it. It's just, you know, I think it went a little bit rapid fire there. T1 clearly want to consolidate their dive and get on top of this backline, get on top of this Jinx. So they fully commit. We're going all dive. AD carry is going to be diving in with us with this Diana Rakan combo. And then we've seen the Malphite and Cassante be a pretty good matchup, but also you're playing into double AD carry. That's a lot of Malphite value. And if they're trying to dive into your Jinx, you're just going to hit them with a rock.
Yeah. And Rascal has been one of our rock enjoyers. G-Sun has put up on our screen here, Rock Skull.
Yeah, what was his favorite film? Or was he more of a wrestling fan?
I think it was probably his early stuff, because Rascal's been around for a while.
Yeah.
I'm personally more of like The Mummy. You know, I like his early work in film, personally. Especially with the expertly adopted CGI, which hadn't been used in many films other than something like Mortal Kombat 2.
We have that stuff, and then we have his jungle era, where he did like 7 films where you couldn't
He was just in the jungle? Yeah.
In the jungle.
Yeah, one of them was with Jack Black, and that was pretty cool.
I heard he got stranded in the jungle with a camera, and they just used the recording in all those films.
I think that's exactly what happened. It was very efficient, and Rascal really loves efficiency when it comes to the top lane. We haven't spoken about either of these drafts that were just presented to you, but we don't have to. We've got a game that's incoming, and the drafts will speak for themselves. And they're absolutely beautiful. I cannot wait to see what's going to happen here. Hopefully DRX are going to be able to bring us to a Game 3, because it almost feels like Fearless. Yes, I know there's a Zyra in it, but man, let's get amongst it and see what happens in game number 2. All right. Fans here in Law Park in full voice. I think that there are still a few more on the T1 side of things. The DRX fans all still trying to get their work done as Teddy. Okay, he's going to find Guma here momentarily. Finds a rocket.
You know, honestly, I'm actually kind of feeling pretty good about DRX's composition. Because they are going to outrange T1. And I feel like although T1 have engaged tools, they'll be engaging into a Zyra, a Leona, you know, Jinx Chompers. And you don't have to deal with Zeus playing a split pusher anymore. You know, he's playing the Cassante, which obviously needs to join team fights really to have the relevance. And you have a Malphite. I feel like just the Malphite alone is such a great selling point.
I would agree. I actually think that the Wombo value from DRX has gone up, like, through the roof.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, you know, back in the day, you know, when gold players, you were playing with your friends and you do like, oh, let's do the Wombo combo comp.
Oh, yeah.
And it'd have, you know, Malphite, Leona.
Moo, Misfortune.
Yeah, they don't quite have that, but they're definitely going for that vibe.
Oh, yeah. It's feeling good. As Oner is now looking to start off the enemy Raptor camp. Zeus is moving in as well, but DRX are just going to push them away. It's a little bit of time bought by the DRX players. So they're not going to be able to hold the leash or anything like that, so still going to take them a little bit of extra time in this jungle, but no harm, no foul.
Yeah, I think maybe looking for an angle to challenge Sponge, but Rascal doing a good job of covering there. You know, if it was 2v1.
All right, there's a Zenith Blade in once again. Pletter just going aggressive.
Yeah.
Rockets being found by Teddy.
It works so well. You proc the passive with an auto from Teddy. It just does a decent amount of damage, and then you're going to have it back up again for when you hit level 2. So really good way just to utilize Leona when typically a lot of these engaged supports at level 1 isn't that threatening.
Yeah. Working out nicely so far as, once again, Faker is trading very effectively into Yahoo. He's going to be able to at least get all of these minions just fine, though.
And you know, as you were talking about last game a little bit, you know, we've seen in challenges... Oh.
Okay, there's some Flame Chompers going down. Keria taking a fair bit of damage there, but able to battle dance his way out. Let's have the availability of that one at level 2.
As I was saying, we've seen in challenges, but also even the LCK, like, you know, we've seen the Corki do really well into the Tristana. We've seen the Tristana do well. I feel like it is going to be one of these matchups where, depending on how the players pilot it, it can go in either direction.
I actually had Papa Smithy come into my chat when I was doing Challenger on Monday, and he was like, yeah, Corki pretty good in this matchup. I think there's a decent consensus that he does win, but we've just seen Tristana have so much value that doesn't really equate to like what's stronger in lane, right? It's more about what happens afterwards and how it's utilized and how safe it is.
Yeah.
So pretty interesting, as Oner is going to be able to take down his red buff. It's almost been a year since the Diana has been played in the jungle. It was Canyon losing to Umpty in one of the most famous losses of all time. Good stuff. Wow. I feel like we're hearkening back to that time that Bro did winning when we weren't expecting it. Like, a lot of times this year, which is kind of cool. Is Sponge going to move on in, finds himself a plant for a bit of extra damage onto Faker. Yeah, gorgeous.
Just walk mid, hit him once, job done.
Yeah.
You know, but he did get a mana flow banned, I believe. I think I saw on his buffs there he got procced. So
yeah, I think so. I think
maybe that was a takeaway. Obviously, as a jungler, not really something you're going to be able to proc that often.
So yeah, you really do need to make as much use of any opportunity that you can get. As another Zenith Blade comes in, Flame Chomper's down instantly there as Pletter and Teddy's coordination looking pretty good here.
Yeah, really nice to see, because I feel like, you know, this was the old school counter to Rakan was Leona.
Yeah.
Sometimes we haven't seen it be as punishing, but when you play it like this, when you're trying to layer the lockdown as quickly as possible, it really can be. And Keria being down flash, a bit of a hit.
Yeah, and Teddy being down a cannon, also a bit of a hit. As we're checking out the top lane matchup as, yeah, Rascal has to flash. Can we take the stats down now? Because they don't look great. Yeah.
Just show it.
Yeah. Just jinxed by our graphics team.
You got the cannon.
Yeah, Rascal is able to get a cannon, you're exactly right. It's throwing some wagon wheels around and things like that.
And it was a flash traded, so...
I guess it was traded, so I guess that's fine.
It's okay.
It just looked bad because we came in at like the weirdest time.
Yeah. And Rascal would just say calculated. Rock solid.
No, he would just say rock.
Yeah.
Or yep. Or yep rock. Any combination of those. As Faker is diving in, trying to get on top of Yahoo here. Fast bomb connection, and that means that a lot of damage does go back from this Corki.
I know that's a skin like every Corki uses in Pro, but it just looks so goofy when he Valks away and instantly turns around to auto, and you just see the little fins just flailing about.
Yep. But have you seen the rockets? Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, no. If anyone's wondering why it's always skin, small rockets. Because there's so many great Corki skins.
I know, and the players that just pick Corki because they like it, you know they're making an in-game sacrifice.
Yeah. In
order to do that. Or they're Faker and he's just playing the base skin Corki, which is not as interesting, in my personal opinion. There are a lot of champions whose base skins look great. Corki is not one of them. And he's got so many great options. What about Toboggan Corki, you know?
Iconic.
Where is my Toboggan Corki? I want to celebrate the Winter Olympics. Okay, Gumayusi and Keria back here in this lane. Teddy and Bled are doing a decent job, but still behind a little bit in the farm. Oner lying in wait. Wanted to find an angle here, as once again, Sponge just putting plants in the lane. And Oner comes down, does manage to land that Q, but Yehu coming on over. Level 5 once again, as Oner is going to find the dash on the E. And First Blood, it happens exactly the same way, but this time Yehu's there to answer. Still, Flash does have to be used here by Yehu to get him out of the way of Faker, who will get that rapid fire going, trying to lock down the Corki, but unable to actually finish that one off. So control for T1, First Blood for T1. Still their advantage, but more back here this time for DRX than in Game 1.
Yeah, I love how Sponge is like, I just want to proc my runes, man. And Oner jumps in, punishes him for it. Yeah, so ended up having the Q down. And a lot of damage is done to Oner on the back of the root. Means the Phosphorus Bomb does connect, but I think Oner just survives a lot longer than they expect. The heal there from Triumph, but fortunately, Yehu takes him out before he gets any of the Honey Fruit, and then flashes the slow from Faker to ensure he gets out. So well played from Yehu to kind of redeem that play.
Yeah, very important stuff. You can see Sponge notices the fact that Oner is here on these grubs. I think he's going to be able to do too much about it here as the red buff going to be taken. Teddy actually cleansing the slow from the extendo beam.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest.
Not sure how worth that was.
Not sure you really needed to do that.
No.
You may have saved yourself from like half a Zeri Q, perhaps, if that.
Well, DRX about to get infinitely more grubs than they got in Game 1. There we go. Beautiful. Rascal is a rock. Zeus is not as much of a rock. And that's the top lane. There you go.
I would say Kisante is built a bit like the rock, though.
Yeah, I would say so as well. It's okay. Teddy's dead. The cleanse wouldn't have been that useful, to be fair.
You know, maybe could it cleanse flash the Keria engage?
Maybe.
That's kind of the purpose you're taking cleanse in a situation to the Rakan. You can cleanse flash when he ults. Would that have saved him? Probably not.
No. And so he's dead, and that is a few plates going over to Gumayusi as well. So the Zeri situation is getting real worrisome. You can see 20 CS advantage as well.
That was a huge wave loss there. Yeah, bit of a rough one. And once again, T1 holding a pretty solid gold lead. 1.5k 8 minutes is nothing to complain about.
DRX going to once again look for the first dragon. Should be able to get in here and collect that one. As Oner is somewhat in the area, doesn't have his flash available. Teddy here pushing out this bottom lane, and bottom lane on a reset as well on T1's side. So that does mean that it's likely that DRX is just going to be able to pick this one up without too much contest. That is precisely the case. So we're going to check out this replay one more time. Keria just kills Teddy, I think, is pretty much the way that we can talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, you could have avoided the knockup from Keria, but Keria was still so healthy when he left the tower, and they had so much damage. I think he was dead anyway. At least Teddy saved his flash, I think is the takeaway.
Whoa, that's an ulti, as All Out is going to be used here. Zeus takes 2 turret shots in the end. But yeah, he is an unstoppable force. Is this rock? And Rascal, if we have a look, you know, doing fine when it comes to... Super Mega Death Rocket is spotted by absolutely everyone before it is avoided by Zeus. Nicely done there.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you're firing it by mid, you know, there's this little thing called voice comms, and T1 are definitely going to be shouting at Zeus, like, watch out, watch out!
Yeah. Does mean that he can't get very much of his shopping done before he does complete the back, though, so that could be important. As okay, Sponge moving on up. Oner going to miss the Q. And some plants coming up here. Some teleports getting unleashed in the middle of a bit of a face-off, but...
Yeah, and you know, they look like they could potentially challenge Oner there, but Rascal doesn't have ult, so I think the safe call just to back away.
Yep. As Keria looking a little bit silly there as Faker getting taken down to 30 still. There's the solar flare. It does connect very nicely. Great layering of CC here as Yahoo just really wanting to get the damage down onto Oner. Bit of Q value, but the health bars are so low on T1's side. Some free time with the turret should ensue from this one, and DRX, it feels like a step up here in game number 2. That's what I'm feeling right now, as Sponge can smell blood in the water. Gets the plant over. Grasping Roots come down. And there is Zeus on that flank angle. He is at full health, just wanting to find someone to hit with his abilities, but it's Yahoo. Oh dear, bit of Owen Wilson as he gets a control ward down. Gumayusi doesn't find the extendo beam. He gets over the wall. Keria not able to lock him up just yet. There's a blast cone there. Valdez, there's a blast cone there, and it is going to be denied. Beautifully done, T1. Lock down the kill onto the enemy mid laner.
That one was for Brendan Valdez.
That was.
Save it.
As Keria just barely sidestepping that one. That was pretty cute. As Faker has just pushed Teddy around and slams him into the wall. We'll be able to take the solo kill there. A little bit of an overextension from the Jinx. Oh dear, Teddy not having as good a game here in game number 2 as it was in game number 1.
And it feels like just as DRX get a bit of an edge, you see that 2v3 mid lane.
Let's not draw attention to the caster curse, shall we?
And immediately they're punished. T1 just slammed down. That TP from Zeus really well read. Rascal didn't TP in return because they just didn't expect it. And it ends up panning out really badly. Also, Guma having the prio moving up here to capitalize on this. Yeah, who just had nowhere to go. And honestly, I think he played this as perfectly as you can. There was just nothing more he could do in this flash from Keria.
Yeah.
Really sharp.
I think the flash auto, they're really guaranteeing that they're able to lock that one down. So nicely done. DRX with a bit of a fight for vision here towards this top side. Do have some grubs up and available. What they're fighting for. Yep, already. Oner getting to work there. Going to be able to take at least their third. Sponge probably not going to
6 this time.
Yeah, not 6. Probably 5 is what I'm seeing right now. As, all right, there's the engage from Pleta. Finds another solar flare, and the layering of CC is gorgeous. Faker just couldn't do anything the whole time. And now Rascal's a rock. He's flashing, he's dashing, he's getting out of there. He must have ulted in to try and deny something. Wasn't able to get a grub, and is now going home with a lack of cooldowns.
Did he blast cone in or something? Because he ulted out and then flashed, so... I don't know. We need to see a replay. We can speculate all we want, but I kind of need to know how that went down. Regardless, Rascal does survive, but he burns everything.
Yep, and now burns the teleport, so he's made sure that he's getting as much value, like maximum cooldown value right now, as it is all ticking back up again. And
now he's burning the minions with the Sunfire Cape.
Gorgeous.
So, yeah, I mean, this was really a nice layering of CC. Tristana obviously normally feels safe. Keria blocked the zap, but it all comes together.
I think,
yeah, he was ulted in. He was ulted in by... I just saw on the minimap there, so ulted him into the pit.
The timing of that one by Pleta as well. Gets the control ward in, Hex flashes into the brush, and then makes sure that T1 just had no time to react to the Zenith Blade going forward.
And you know,
beautifully orchestrated.
I feel like the priority on Leona from DRX has been maybe a bit higher than I expected, but Pleta has been playing it really well. A lot of the picks in the first game, and these plays here, have come on the back of his proficiency on this champion, so... hoping to get some more value of that as this game goes on.
Yeah. He's considering a bit of a back angle right now. Blue buff collected by Sponge pretty calmly. Plate's going to fall down in 5 seconds time. I think slightly less damage done to the structures of DRX in this game than in game number 1, where, you know, T1 were kind of demolishing everything. Something that I am worried about, though.
They got 5 Void Grubs. Well, last time they had...
Yeah, there's the value.
Oh, equal plate gold. And the same plates from the same place.
There you go. And also, it's equal dragons. As... oh, man, that was almost not. But Super Mega Death Rocket not quite going to get there. As Yahoo doesn't have now his Trinity Force completed. So first items coming in for basically everyone. I think some very important ones, of course, you know, Sponge getting to Leandri's. 2 items is probably what you really want, when Rylaze really allows the synergy to come on through. But Trinity Force, a big one for the Corki. We'll see whether DRX can utilize that as Pleta. Once again, just getting zapped.
You saw the gold lead at the bottom.
Ow.
Overall, not doing as bad as last game. But in the AD carry role, it's pretty rough. Most of the gold lead is between the Zeri and the Jinx. And
how much winning has Zeri done so far this season?
I think a decent amount. Yeah. Been
almost
winning
all
champion.
All of the winning.
Yeah.
It's kind of the Zeri thing. Is Faker going to rocket jump? Pleta looking to come on in here now that that one is on cooldown. Solar Flare avoided completely, and I don't think that was ever going to hit. you know, Pledder's had some good play so far this series, so we'll give him a pass on that one, as it's now Sponge's turn. Flashes, misses, can't really miss that one, but Faker's just going to press W and say, all right.
Yeah, not the best overall from DRX. Try to overforce that one.
Yeah.
And this is why people like Nautilus and Vi. Can't miss with those champions.
Yeah.
Leona and Zyra, definitely an opportunity to not connect with your skills, and that's what ends up happening. And now, Yahoo.
The revenge of Faker is coming in here as now Keria finds the quickness onto multiple members. It's a great Valkyrie, but I don't know whether even with the flash, that's going to get Yahoo out of here as yet cut down where he stands. Zeus will take a bit of damage back in the interim, but oh dear. DRX, there have been some good moments, but then there's been some catastrophes, and that was one of them.
Yeah, feels like they just overcommitted bot to try and get the kill on a Faker and paid for it so heavily.
The global taunt of Faker has been around since 2013, at least. And by at least, I mean like he started playing in 2013. It's been around forever. And it is continuing to be a thing. And this is the punishment that comes off the back of it.
Yeah, I mean, Keria does a great job of setting it up, but especially since Faker gets the reset, nothing you can do there. And they don't even have tools like the ultimate from Sponge to really counteract, so just ends up backfiring pretty heavily. Now, trying to apply pressure to this top tier 1, but again, Keria moving over to try and combat this.
Yeah, should be able to get full information as to the members in the area. Faker has the opportunity to either back away or set up for yet another response. He's been very, very good at absorbing pressure so far this game. Sponge, he gets zapped. It's now Oner on the prowl, wants to find an angle. And the Zyra, of course, in melee range with the Diana is just going to be having a horrible time. Lichbane now completed. Good sidestep of the zap as Yahoo does not want to go anywhere near this T1 bottom lane.
And it feels like T1 are really setting the pace of this game, just moving about, applying pressure, and kind of similar to game 1 where they just took structures all over the place. Now looking to go for this mid-tier 2, you can see Zeus as priority bot, he moves over. What can DRX do?
Well, I don't know. We'll see whether Pledder has an answer. I think defending the inner turret was an impossibility. That is just going to go down with that one charge from Shelly. So she gets a headache, but going to be worth it here for the extra money in the bank. And Zeus, we thought that he was going to have a bit more trouble split pushing. It's not looking like it too much, although he doesn't do a lot of damage to the turrets. Only 5 grubs as well. Only 5.
Only 5.
Only 5. Doesn't have very much of that extra damage, you know what I'm saying? He does, and he's still probably going to be a threat in these side lanes. Okay. Let's see whether it's going to be stolen. It isn't. Oner was just waiting for that rotation back, being very patient here in the enemy jungle. As Pledder is going to blast cone his way in, and yeah, they're not going to walk that way, Oner, because Faker showed himself in the top lane. And that's who DRX have decided they're going to kill this game.
Yeah, not sure you're going to get any better results than last time with how he's positioning.
Yeah.
But Dragon spawning at 35 is an Ocean Soul. You know, there is a decent amount of bulky members who get some value from it, but definitely not the highest priority Dragon as far as things go. And yeah, Oner, once again, building up a significant lead. And really, that's where the goal lead's been coming from jungle, but also AD carries.
Yeah.
Is where the big advantages are. Faker actually falling a bit behind in terms of farm, but, you know, he has those 3 kills under his belt, so I don't think he's too bothered at all. Now, DRX heavily committed for this topside turret. They will zone carry away, and they should be able to get this and an objective bounty, but they are sacrificing Dragon for it.
Yeah, if you're going to be thinking about being mean, that was a zoning miss of abilities from Sponge. As the Drake going to be started here by Oner.
That's the beauty of Zyra, right? You miss abilities, but you spawn plants, and they do the job for you.
Exactly. That's why I play the champion. You spelt it out, and it is as beautiful as you say. All right, Corki waiting in the wings. Gumayusi spotted on vision here as well, so they know kind of what's coming towards this bottom side, but not really going to get too much out of it. Back to come through, as now Faker, I mean, if at first you don't succeed, try to kill Faker again, I think is how it goes. As Teddy's moving on down towards Sponge. Pledder coming on in once again. As, all right, just wants to walk up to Faker. Does get Buster shotted, and that was beautifully played.
That was so close, though. The Zenith Blade nearly connected, and if it did,
he just follows him the whole way.
Yeah.
But T1 are now just sieging here towards this bottom side. There's the grand entrance on top of the rock, who's pretty tanky, but not quite tanky enough. Moonfall coming on in there from Oner. And Rascal, he will be able to soak up all of this damage, but the inhibitor is still going to go down. The job has been done here by T1, and DRX have not been able to answer now. All of Rascal's health is back. He's teleported in, but where's everyone else? What are they going to be able to do? Can they actually hold on to this one is the question. As in goes the Kasante, and it's a double kill for Gumayusi. The Rock has done nothing. He hasn't been able to get in there and affect anything because T1, they just turn on the squishy members. They take him down. It's a triple for Guma. And maybe the game's just over here.
Yeah, they have a minion wave. Rascal doesn't have ult. He didn't have it when he tried to flank.
Yeah.
And now Teddy's trying to defend the human Nexus. I'm not sure he can do it.
They might be able to kill the real Nexus, though, even if they can't kill Teddy. And this game was kind of a game until it was just done. Nexus goes down 21 minutes here for T1.